Morning everybody, welcome to June and the first decent morning for at least 2 weeks, and here comes Tommy coming for his breakfast. Are you coming, Tom Tom? There must be someone on the footpath this morning. Oh, come on then, time to go in now. Good boy. Good boy, breakfast time, good boy. Oh, stopping again. No, you're not going out again, you little monkey. Good boy. I can hear him crunching his apples. Good boy. You've got some nice bits of apple in there. Good boy. There's a good boy. Is it his apple? Basil is already in. Morning routine, isn't it, Basil? And we have already had a lunch this morning, haven't we? Yeah, were you a very good boy this morning? You were a very good boy this morning. As I said, morning. This really is the first decent day for at least 2 weeks, at least. And this is my week off, so I didn't have the worst rain week off work, luckily, which was last week. But the first 3 days of this week have not been great. They could have been a lot worse, I have to admit, but they haven't been great. So we've had a lot going on, Basil and I, and Tommy, to be fair, which I will update you on. But at the moment, they're eating their breakfast. As I said, Basil, I've lunged him first thing this morning, so now he's tucking into his breakfast. He was a good boy this morning. Basil has been, I think he was on his dilateral syrup for his breathing, his allergy, in my last video, but he's been on that. They have to have it for 10 days and then break for 10 and then on again. So he's had his second 10 days. And at the beginning of last week, I was just about thinking I was going to have to call the vet to give him a steroid injection, because he wasn't really bad. He's been a lot worse, but he was on the, really when I was thinking I'm going to have to call the vet. But then the rain came, so although I felt quite grumpy about all the rain and the fact that it's been wet every day, and I've just got through so many rugs and they've all been wet and they wouldn't dry, and I felt very grumpy. Actually, it was a very good time for him because it damped all the pollen down and allowed him time to recover. So currently he's fine. The weather's going to get better again now, so we'll see. He did his other 10 days, so he hasn't had a 10-day break yet. Wednesday was his last day last week, so at the weekend he can start on another load. So we will see about that situation. So he has not been 100%. I wasn't very well last week either, to be honest. So actually, in some ways it all worked together, because I didn't feel like riding. His breathing, I didn't think I should ride him, and it choked it down with rain. So 3 things. So we didn't do anything last week. So I lunged him on Friday, sorry. It's the first time for a week I lunged him when it wasn't raining first thing in the morning. So I lunged him, and he was a bit of a loopy-loo. Just right. But he needed to let off some steam, I think. Saturday we went out for a short hack, which was nice. Oh no, you just tipped your bowl up. I hope you haven't just tipped your bowl up. Oh no, you haven't. That's all right then. That's all right then. And then on Sunday, I was going to ride him in the arena. I got him in, and he'd obviously slightly tweaked something in his off hind because he wouldn't let me pick it up to pick it out first thing. He wasn't naughty, but he wouldn't pick it up, and then if I sort of really not forced it, but really lifted it, which I don't usually need to do with him, he usually lifts mostly, he sort of pull it away gently, not like he was trying to kick me, and tuck it and put it down sort of across the other one, if you see what I mean. So I did it about 3 times, and I decided he must have hurt something, because he's never naughty like that. So he wasn't being naughty, he obviously had hurt something. So obviously I didn't ride him on Sunday, and then Monday I didn't either, although it seemed better on Monday. I picked his feet out normally on Monday, and then Tuesday I had a day out, so I went to London for the day, so I left very early, so I didn't have time to do anything on Tuesday morning. And what day is it today? It's Thursday. Why didn't I do anything yesterday? It was raining yesterday, so we didn't do anything yesterday either. So I'm hoping now we can start getting back on track, his breathing permitting. So we lunch today, and tomorrow I'm going to ride him in the arena. The roads are too busy around here first thing in the morning in the week, so I don't go out on the hacks first in the morning in the week. So on Saturday I'm hoping to take him for hack, and Sunday as well, so weather permitting. So I've got a few things planned for this morning and tomorrow morning, so I thought I would share them with you. Catching up on a few things, tidying up. Everything's grown like mad. Tommy and I have we did have a little bit of a crisis of confidence, didn't we, last week? I think he came in really cold last Saturday from the field in the morning. He was shaking like an absolute leaf. Had chucked it down with rain all night, and he has this incredibly thick winter coat, but his summer coat is obviously not much good. Anyway, so he came in and I got some rugs on him and stuff to dry him out. He had my first ponies, who was a similar size to him, rugs on, just to warm him up and dry him out a bit, and that worked. But then when we were due to have that awful night again, I thought I would put his New Zealand on to try and prevent him. Anyway, that was he's not had it on this winter, so it's a long time. And although he'd had that rug on Sunday morning when he came in wet, he had forgotten the noise of all the rustling. Anyway, so it really freaked him out, didn't it? And we had a couple of days of trickiness. So we're going to that's going to be a project again, is to try and get him used to that. I think we're going to go practically back to the beginning though with the rugs, and just take it slow again and get him back used to it all. I know he doesn't need to wear them very often, and that's probably the part of the problem, because if he wore one every day or often, he would get used to them very quickly. But because he very rarely needs them, he forgets what it's like in between. I mean, obviously all with his history as well. Anyway, so that's our project. Tommy tends to eat his apples out of his bowl, and then leave his 2 handfuls of chaff. So, and comes to eat his horses, don't you? You funny. So he'll go back and eat it in a minute with a bit of assistance from me, won't you? But apart from that, he's pretty well. He's probably got a tiny bit more weight on him than I would like, but he's not. He has lost some since my last video, so he is looking better. The field is so green, but I want to move them so that I can rest this half of the field they're in. So I'm going to gradually move Tommy across into Basil's bit, and then gradually move Basil across into the other bit. So that, as I say, so this half gets a rest for the last half of the summer. Going to have to be a little bit careful with both of them, to be honest, because there's quite a lot of grass in Basil's that he hasn't eaten, and obviously quite a lot on there for Basil when I move the fence. So we will see how we get on. There's loads of weeds in the arena. As you can see, this part at the bottom of the field has been mown, but it has grown hugely again. Decided to mow that because I just had so much grass, and actually, as you know, that has been mown. So really, everything's just growing and growing and growing and growing. I'm hoping today, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow morning, I'll get the rugs out and hang them on the gates for a little while I'm here doing some jobs, so that they can get properly dry, because Basil's worn quite a few different rugs last week, and they're nearly dry but not really dry to pack up. Anyway, I'm going to do the water buckets now for them, obviously, and pick Tommy's feet out. I did Basil's earlier. I also want to wash some grooming brushes today, and I need to wash Tommy's lead rope, because whilst he was having one of his crisis of confidence days, he bombed off down the field with the lead rope attached to his head collar, and it got covered in mud. So I'm going to put that into soak, I think. So see you in a bit. Now, I've washed all the grooming brushes I wanted to wash now. So really they're winter ones that I use, so which I should have done a few weeks ago, but I haven't got round to it, and they should dry now over the next couple of days, hopefully. So I've put them under this cover bit in case it rains, because we might have some showers later, and so that is all set. I've put some conditioner in their tails, so you can give them a nice brush and stuff later or tomorrow, haven't we, Tommy? Tommy's ready for sleep, he says. Basil's just stuffing his face, aren't you, hey? So the next thing I'm going to do is weed kill in the arena, I think, and that's probably it for today. I've got Tommy's lead rope soaking in a bucket at the moment because it's got so muddy. That's the second bucket of water. It's not too bad in here. I've had to, because I've been using rugs and all the swallows, I've been having to sort of shove them in here, so it's not great in here at the moment. I do very much feel like I should have a declutter in there. I've accumulated a lot of stuff, and I think probably I need to have a bit of a sort out, but I haven't done that yet, and I might do. There we go. I will leave the horses in peace now for a bit, and go and do the weed kill the arena, and see you soon. So I've weed killed the arena, haven't we? And you've all arrived and woken up. Yeah? So I'm just going to check on their hay, check they've got enough for the day. I did their egg counts this week as well. Basil had no eggs seen in sample, and Tommy had low, so neither of them need worming again, so that's all good news. So I think Tommy's got enough hay. I think you've got enough, horsage. Yes, you've got enough. Let's have a look at you. You're in the way. Can't see. You're in the way. Have to go in. Show me. Yeah, you can tidy up the floor. Alright then. Don't know, I might get you a bit more. Not sure you've got that much. Do you think we need some more? Okay. That's it then. I'm going to leave them in peace the rest of the day, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning to do some more jobs, won't we? Obviously I'll do the horses tonight, but I don't think I'm going to film tonight. I will film in the morning, so we'll see you then. Morning everybody. So Basil and I have just had a nice ride in the arena, haven't we, Basil? And now it's time for breakfast, isn't it? Mummy's just got to make it. I'm just tidying up while I swept it all up. So you can't really find anything, I don't think. Can you? Okay, I mix it in. Mix your brekkie then. Oh, Tommy's been waiting patiently like a good boy, haven't you? Is it time to come in now, Tom? Good boy. Good boy, come on then. There's a good boy. There's a good boy. Looking a bit wide this morning, Tommy, again. It's all that grass grown with all that rain, hasn't it? Eat your apples. So Basil was pretty good. I think it's a couple of weeks since I've ridden him in the arena, so I'm quite pleased with him really, because it could have been awful. I didn't really ask too much of him, so just to see how he was. Cantering, he did actually not bad left canter, which was the first canter we did. The second one, which was a right canter. The second canter is always worse than the first one, and we cantered right second today, and he was very nappy today. So next time I'll canter right first, so we have to do it like that, and then we usually get a decent one-on-one rein. Anyway, I still think we are better than we were, nearly. Certainly the first canter we're better than we were. The second canter isn't, and it's just because he's excited really. So, which is what I was trying to do, was trying to increase the cantering so that it wasn't so exciting. But things keep happening, and anyway, we'll get back on it again now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. This morning, so yesterday we killed the arena, and I also did some weed killer on all these little weeds here. So I just have to make sure that Basil doesn't go anywhere to eat them, or Tommy. So they'll start dying off, and then I can pick them up and make that tidy and stuff. So this morning I think I'm going to do some fence moving, is the plan this morning. And hopefully, I think the brushes are probably... Hello. Hello. You finished your apples? I think the brushes are probably just about dry, so I should get those in. It was quite cold last night again, and Tommy's lead rope's dry, so we can get that going again, can't we, Tommy? Yes. You're a funny little monkey. So I had 2 new lights a couple of days ago. I didn't mention this yesterday because I forgot. But Chesney's light had been flickering on and off, I'm sure you remember, for a long time. And we tried new bulbs and stuff and it didn't work. And then Basil's went at the weekend, last weekend, wouldn't come on at all. So we've had some new LED strip lights put in, just the 2 at the moment. Obviously all the others are working fine, so it seems, well, too much of an expense to replace all the others, isn't it, Basil? What do you reckon? Yes, you agree, don't you? So Basil had to have a little rug, his thin rug on again last night, because it was chilly this morning, wasn't it, Basil? I'm hoping it's going to warm up so that you can stop wearing it. Hey? And a plan for this weekend and next weekend is that I am going to totally replace their bedding in their stables. They've had it's not been replaced for a very, very long time. and it started to get too dusty at the bottom. You know how the shavings all break down. So they've not had any new shavings in for a while and it's summer, so they don't need a thick warm bed. So I've been letting their beds get thinner and thinner. So this weekend I'm going to do Basil's. So I've got a little that organised for this weekend. I'm hoping also that I'm going to have the time and energy to get his mats out and disinfect the floor and stuff like that before I put the new shavings in. If not, then I will obviously do that probably in September time. But I'm hoping to do it before I put all the clean shavings in. Disadvantage being that I have to do it after I've put them out for the night, so they'll probably go out a bit early tomorrow night, which is Saturday, so that I can do that. I don't think they'll mind going out a bit early. They'll just stuff their faces even more. So I'm going to do their waters and stuff now and get them organised for the day. That's the fence done then. So I've put a fence up on the corner, across sort of the corner of the field there, and then moved Tommy's fence across into Basil's bit a bit. It looks a bit complicated today, but it'll get better hopefully. So Tommy's got a slightly reduced space, but he's got some new grass from Basil's area, and then Basil's in the middle section here, and I've given him a tiny bit more from this side. What I really want to do is, like I said yesterday, is rest this half of the field, and obviously I want to mow the long bits of grass. Those are areas that have been poo areas for years and years and years now, and they just never eat it. So even though I sort of do try and poo pick it regularly, they never eat it. So it always looks messy, unfortunately. And there's loads more docks that I need to cut off as well. So I'm going to try and mow this side of the field again in the next week, because obviously it's had a mad growth spurt. Yeah, so there's the field sorted. It's going to be a nice day, so I've got some rugs. 2 rugs hung out that Basil has been wore week before last, so they can get a proper good dry in the sun today, and then I can tuck them back away again. And then I've got my very old jute rug that I have for my first pony that Tommy had on to try and dry him out the other week when it was so horrible. So that's it, I think. Tommy's having a little sleep in here. You can just see him having his sleep. And Basil's munching. He's had a sleep already, and now he's munching his horsage, aren't you? That's it then for this video. 2 mornings of jobs and lots more planned for, I think, the next couple of days. And if the weather's getting better, we can really start catching up with stuff, which is good. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.